Hey guys, welcome to the latest edition of The Muir Reflection. John from the John Muir Show here, and as we discussed on today's edition of the John Muir Show, we've got this pattern that's emerging, and that is that when the leaders of the Democrat Party do not like a politician, that now the goal for them is to try and demonize that politician as quickly as possible, seemingly in most cases at least, by calling them a Russian asset. They did it to Donald Trump back in 2016. They're doing it to Donald Trump again in 2020. They're also doing it to Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, Jill Stein. There's a whole list of politicians that are resented by the leaders of today's Democrat Party, and they're just referring to all of them as Russian assets, baseless in each case. Now, one thing that we did not get to on this front on air today is that Bernie Sanders, who the leaders of the Democrat Party are now trying to demonize as a Russian asset, we learned that as soon as these baseless claims of him being a Russian asset surfaced, that he was almost immediately briefed on it by some folks in the U.S. intel agencies. Now, just keep that in mind. Bernie Sanders gets baselessly called a Russian asset. All these baseless claims are made about how Bernie's trying to collude with the Russians to steal a presidential election. And right away, you've got folks in the intel agencies, which we know are largely full of partisan leftist hacks at the highest levels of those intel agencies. You have those folks immediately going to Bernie Sanders to tell him about it. Contrast that to what happened back in 2016 in relation to Donald Trump. Of course, there are all these baseless claims that Donald Trump was a Russian asset and that Donald Trump is working with the Russians to steal the 2016 election. All of those claims baseless as well, but yet they didn't immediately go to Donald Trump and say, hey, we believe that you're working with the Russians, we believe you're a Russian asset, the Russians are trying to interfere and rig the election on your behalf. They didn't immediately go to Trump. No, what did they do? What did the leftists at the highest levels of the U.S. intel agencies do back in 2016 when it came to these meritless Trump-Russia claims? They opened investigations into Trump and his team. They abused the FISA courts. They lied to the FISA courts in this country, and they illegally spied on Donald Trump's campaign, including on campaign advisor Carter Page. So even though a lot of these powerful leftists in this country hate Bernie Sanders, you can tell they don't hate Bernie Sanders to the level that they hate Donald Trump. At the end of the day, Bernie Sanders, even though he's someone in their party they don't like, he's still someone in their party as compared to Donald Trump, who's on the other side of the aisle, who's a conservative. Yet Bernie Sanders, even though he's someone in their party they don't like, they still give him the courtesy of going to him and saying, oh yeah, hey, we have reason to believe that the Russians are trying to work on your behalf in the upcoming election. Yet Donald Trump didn't get that. Donald Trump didn't get that courtesy. Instead, he and his colleagues, he and his campaign got illegally spied upon. People like Carter Page had their most basic rights as a law-abiding U.S. citizen totally infringed upon. That's the difference at the end of the day. So yes, there are some very powerful folks in the Democrat Party who have it out for Bernie Sanders right now. There are some very powerful folks, some very powerful leftists in the intel agencies that have it out for Bernie Sanders right now, but it still pales in comparison to the way that these higher-ups in the Democrat Party and these higher-ups, these leftists in the intel agencies, have it out for Donald Trump. At the end of the day, their goal is still to take down Donald Trump. And why is that? Well, of course, because Donald Trump has been succeeding immensely on behalf of the United States and its citizens for 3+ years now, and they know he will continue to do so if he is reelected as president of the United States. And that means that that's another 4 years that these top leftists in the intel agencies and on Capitol Hill, that they are not in power and that they cannot sell out the United States and its citizens' well-being for their own personal gain. That is why they have it out for Donald Trump so bad, because he's looking out for you and your country when they have a plan, these leftists do, to destroy your country, and Donald Trump is the only one standing in their way. It's all the time that we have for today. The John Muir Show, each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. on WSAU and WHBL. Until next time, I'm out.